Hey, my name is Reverend Joyce McDonald. I've been an artist for really all my life, but I was always artistic. But for the last 28 years, I've really dived into art, and it wasn't anything that was planned. Um, came from a Christian family, but I went through a lot of things that were outside of the home, and I wind up in a lot of situations. As a little girl, I was molested at 5. When I got older, I went through several rapes. I used to be suicidal. I used to be in the G building in straitjackets. I was very depressed. And I wound up in another world of prostitution, of heroin, but it was all places that I didn't feel, I knew I didn't belong there. I wasn't raised that way. And I wound up with a 25-year heroin habit. And then one day, through it all, I was always creative. And during my drug addiction years, I began to make hats and leather clothes and baby clothes, you know. And one day I was on York Street in my neighborhood in Farragut in Brooklyn, and I was waiting for the drug dealer to come out to buy heroin, and which I had been to 60 detoxes. And this time I heard a voice say, "Joyce, go back to church." I used to be in the choir in church, and I spoke to the voice. I didn't know it was the voice of God because he speaks. And I said, I'm going upstairs to shoot these drugs. I did it. I went through a process. I was so bad that it was so bad, my heroin habit, and my heart is out to people that are trapped right now, that I would try to stick it in my vein, in my head, wherever, my neck. Thank God I didn't. But anyway, I wind up at the steps of the church. I don't remember walking. I just remember I was there. And the pastor, Reverend Dr. Marfusi Taylor, who is my pastor now, 30 years later, he has said, "Do anybody want to change their life?" And I gave my heart to Christ. I asked him to come in my heart. My life changed. Pastor Taylor was giving me counseling, and he asked me, he said, "Well, you've been through a lot of things. You had a lot of risky behavior. Have you ever been tested for HIV?" And I said no, because by then, I was 110 pounds, I was 140 pounds, I was feeling good, looking good. He offered to take me, but to the point, I took the HIV test and I tested positive. And I found out that I've been positive for 40 years. I'm a 40-year survivor. I'm 73 now. But I went to a place to get educated about HIV and AIDS.
What year was that?
That was in 1995, and to get educated, and they had an art therapy, and that's how I started with the art. And as they gave me some clay, and I just started doing these clay. I'd never been to school, but all these sculptures started coming up. I have them too. They're figurines, and they were sculptures of my past, things that I just told you. They were in sculpture form. But that began to pull out the secrets that was in me, and I had already given my heart to God, and He has been very strong in my life. That's what I live by now. That's what keep me. I actually had a stroke two months ago, but my faith is what keeps me, my hope, and I know that God is real. And I tell, like, any women, if you ever been in prostitution, if you ever been in domestic violence, I've been in all that, kidnap, all that, you can make it. Because even if you're here to be depressed about it, you're still here and you have a good chance. All you need is to hold on to hope and find your way to God, because he's right there.
That's that's a really inspiring story. Congratulations, really, really great.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.